What's up, guys? It's Nick here, and today I'm going to cover exactly how you can quit your job in 75 days and start traveling before you're rich. So, the whole point of this video is literally to just help you start walking the path of freedom and not waiting any longer. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. Now, the requirement here is about 3 to 8K in cash in your bank account, and if you have 10K plus, you're literally golden. Like, you have more than enough. To be honest with you, if you even have 5K in your bank account right now, you have more than enough to get started. All right. Now, what I do want to preface real quick is this is going to require you to bet on yourself. I started doing this in January of 2025, and I literally only made 2,200 bucks. $2,200 in January, and I still got started. So really, there's nothing holding you back other than the things that you hear in your own mind. Okay, and that's exactly what we're going to cover here, because you know what? I have been held back by my mind in my life. This is rock bottom number one right here, which was in March of 2023. What I did was I moved from my parents' house in Pennsylvania to Arizona, right? I literally landed a six-figure salary job. I was smoking weed every single day, and I was eating to cope with slavery. Slavery, yes, is your 9 to 5. It's sucking the youth out of you, and as you can see, it had a pretty negative effect on me, right? So that brought me to rock bottom number two. I was tired of it. I left the 9 to 5, I quit my job, and I moved back home in right around like May of 2024, maybe like a little bit sooner than that, right? So I moved from Arizona back to Pennsylvania, and what a big step Arizona was in my life. I learned a lot. Good news is I gave myself 20K in the bank, so I was able to quit my job. I was way ahead on my monthly living expenses, and it worked out pretty well. But the problem is that I was smoking weed quite often, and I was trying to make it as a content creator, literally shaving half my head, half my beard for views. And if you're wondering, it flopped. Okay, now here's the thing. This is where progress comes in, because right now it's July of 2025 and I'm in the best shape of my life. I started traveling in January and I'm as close as I've ever been to full-time entrepreneurship because I did the exact things that I'm about to talk about in this video. So real quick, the progress right here. Literally since May 21st, my e-commerce brand has done 6.5K in total sales. We're still working on bumping those profits up, but that's another story for another video. Okay, we've been making progress though, and that is all you can ask for. Now, just a warning, okay? This is completely and utterly stupid. This is completely stupid to do because in all reality, all you need to do in life is literally get clear on what you want, work your 9 to 5 for cash, learn a high income skill on the side, build a business around it, document it on your personal brand, market an info product, and you're literally fucking rich. But you know what? The problem with me is that I had no clarity. I didn't know that. But what I wanted the most was time, geographical freedom, and financial freedom. So what I did was act on that first. Okay? And that brings me to the point that the 9 to 5 is my enemy. I fucking hate the 9 to 5. It is a slave workforce that they literally fooled us into by putting ourselves into debt in college. And bro, the world is changing. The world has already changed. There is no reason to work a 9 to 5 anymore. You don't need it. Okay? And that brings me to risk equals growth, because it is a risk to quit your 9 to 5. It is very safe, it's comfortable, your parents love it, everyone else around you gives you that ultimate like status, especially if you're working a good job. Like for me, I literally had a 6-figure salary in Arizona, and that was a huge stroke to my ego. I loved it and I was attached to it, but it doesn't lead to happiness. And to be honest, that's exactly why you need to have the goal mindset. The goal mindset being progress over perfection. That is literally the name of the game, because this strategy right here is not perfect at all. It is a risk, but that's exactly why it's worth it, because really progress equals getting started, and you can start right now, but perfection is waiting to start. And when you wait to start, you slowly but surely die. Really. And honestly, like I meant to say lose your soul, but that's kind of the truth. You're slowly but surely dying. Okay. Now, let's begin. Let's get right into it. Okay. Step number one is replacing your 9 to 5. How the fuck do you do that? Well, you have two options. Option number one, which is the completely and utterly safe and smart way to do it, you can literally build a business while you work your 9 to 5. This is a typical 9 to 5 and then 5 to 9 type of schedule, or like 7 to 9 type of schedule. And realistically, I tried doing this. I just had no clarity, no life experience. And that's exactly why I went to option number 2. Learn high ticket sales and start traveling now rather than later. Okay. Now, high ticket sales is literally your quickest way to 0 to 10K in cash. I literally did that in 70 days. That's exactly why the title of this video is doing it in 75 days, because it is completely and utterly possible. Okay. Now, what is high ticket closing? Well, this is actually what gives you this geographical freedom to start traveling before you're rich, because what it is selling high ticket offers to warm leads for influencers, agencies, coaches, consultants, or even service providers. And typically the programs that you're selling are anywhere between 2 to 8K and even more. I'm sure there's programs out there that are doing 20, 30, 40, 50K programs, but again, you might not be able to start with that kind of offer because you are new to it. If you have a sales background already in the 9 to 5, you're a G, you're chilling, right? Basically what you do is you show up to the phone call or a Zoom call or even like a Google Meet, and you literally close the deal. If you want to get started, the only thing you have to do is go to school.com, search up high ticket closing, and join, I don't know if it's one of these, but join a community that is either an agency or an influencer looking to hire high ticket closers and start working with them. You'll probably have to pay. Usually it's about like 3 to 5K to get started. You can take out a loan on Klarna, Sezzle, even if you just fucking put it on a card, or even just pay in full if you're a big boss. That's fine. How you get started though is going to school or even reaching out to other influencers. It's easy. Okay. It's easy, but it will require some capital to get started because you have to get placed. Okay. You can't just show up day one and expect to start closing deals. You got to get trained, placed. It is a long process, but I did it relatively quickly, and there's no reason why you can't either. Okay. Now the advantages are the fact that you have one focus. When you're a high ticket closer, you're literally just closing deals. So you show up to the call, you close, and get paid. And the payments are good. So high commissions, usually like 10 to 14%. So if you close a $4,000 deal, bro, that's $400 right in your pocket. You can't do that in the 9 to 5. You're literally working from your laptop or your phone. You set your own schedule. You can work in any time zone, and there's no bullshit meetings. I hated the 9 to 5 because we would waste hours of not only our time during the week, but of my life, just going over service level bullshit so the women in the fucking work group can just talk about drama. Dude, no one cares. Okay, I don't care what your customer has to deal with. I have my own customers, all right? That's my little rant in the 9 to 5. But I do want to preface this. High ticket closing is not easy. You're probably going to have to pay to get started and get placed, and it's also going to require a bit of time to actually learn the skill. I'm lucky I had a best friend with me who also got into high ticket sales. So we would do role plays, watch videos, go over each other's calls, all that shit. And it really sped up the process for me. So I would definitely recommend that, but I will get into it in just a minute. All right. Now, the good news is that sales is life. And that's why I am so bullish on this strategy, because at the end of the day, you have to learn sales. You're selling in every single second of your life. I'm selling you on this methodology. But not out of a place of you got to do this because I need money, or you got to do this because you need this or else you're going to die. No. Sales is life. We're always getting sold and we're always selling. So it's a useful skill to have. I don't think that it's a negative ROI whatsoever. Now, the good news about high ticket closing is that it literally gives you Wi-Fi money. Now I'm pointing with my pen now that I realize it, but whatever. Wi-Fi money, and it also gives you geographical freedom. That is exactly what I wanted when I was at that rock bottom point, right? I was tired of having no money, just relying on credit cards, relying on what was in my bank account from a job that I previously worked. I needed to start making money. I needed to start traveling. And that's exactly where step number 2 comes in. Excuse me. How to travel, okay? Everyone thinks they have to wait until they get rich to start traveling, and that's complete and utter bullshit. Because all you have to do is start Airbnb hopping. And this is literally your introduction to geographical freedom. Bro, start a group chat. I don't care if it's just you, because you can do this alone, but it makes things easier, especially if you're not rich yet, if you have a group of 1 to 3 friends. I have my 2 best friends and my brother here. And it's like, dude, it's awesome. Okay, we're together, we're grinding, we're making it to the top as a unit, as a squad, and we're getting better in the whole process. You can't ask for any more than that, right? What I would do is, though, I would sell them your group chat on the idea of getting a taste of freedom, working when you want, where you want, getting to travel and experience your life as you grind towards your goals. That's something you can never do stuck in your parents' basement, stuck in your hometown, or stuck working a 9 to 5. I am so lucky that I have some savages in this picture right here who literally want to do the same thing as me, and that makes things so much easier. But if you don't have that, bro, you can 100% do this on your own. No harm, no foul. Now, affordability. That's the name of the game when you're not cash flowing like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10K a month, okay? All you have to do is go to Airbnb. Set the filters to your budget, right? So like homes in Austin, Texas, I would say like anywhere from August to like October 31st. You can do a couple months at a time, right? Places like Texas, Colorado, Arizona, and many other states are like very, very affordable. What I would recommend is stay like about 3 to 6 months max. I started this year in Texas with this group. We stayed for about like 3 or 4 months. Then we moved to Florida, where I'm at right now, in a beautiful Airbnb, bro. And it's actually crazy, like the steals you can find. Like I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you can see that right there. Yeah, you can see that right there. Literally, like just think about this: 6 beds, 4 bedrooms, 4,700, 3,659. That's in Austin, right? 4,150 for rent, bro. Even in, this might be Colorado. Yeah, look at this fucking giant. Look at that giant house, bro. I don't have it pulled up, so I can't show you, but like 4149, bro, for rent. Split that by 4 people, bro. I'm not gonna do the mental math, whatever. That's not my fucking specialty, right? Good news is though, is that you want to level up, because high level people, they do travel, and for us, our goal is to start 2026 in Europe. That's exactly why we're grinding with everything that we're doing: high ticket sales, our own personal brands, and even our own businesses. It's special, it's awesome, dude, and like I have no complaints, not at all. Now, what I do want to say is that this is all you need. You've literally just unlocked a way to make money without working your job, and you've also given yourself geographical freedom to start working in any time zone from the comfort of your own laptop. I take calls right here. It's crazy. Good news is, though, is that you've made progress, and that's exactly what the name of this game is. Sales, it fueled your freedom, and you're learning a skill that prints you cash. Now, here's the thing. If you love sales, bro, like document your journey on social media. End up selling a low ticket offer, a high ticket offer, or even start an agency, bro. Like you can definitely scale up in sales. But listen, I get it. It's not for everyone, okay? And for me, sales, I love it. It's a good skill that I want to have, especially in my back pocket once I start selling my own offer. But here's the thing. Although I work when and where I want, I'm still trading my time for money. And I hate the 9 to 5, bro. I hate working for other people. I got into this shit to work for myself. And if you have that same goal, bro, it's completely and utterly possible. This is nothing more than a trampoline to get you to start moving in that direction. Okay? Now, the thing is with sales, yes, you're trading your time for money. You may not even like it in the beginning. You're not doing it because you like it, though. You're doing it to improve. So what I realized is that I needed to get to this point right here in Arizona at the peak of hitting a 9 to 5, and then peak degeneracy right here to even learn these lessons, to understand that, you know what, sales will be a part of my arsenal, but it's not the full picture, okay? And because of these lessons, I got in the best shape of my life. Because of these lessons, I started my own brand, and I'm building my fucking journey, my brand, my personal brand in e-commerce, which is next. For me, I don't want to trade my time for money. I want to wake up making money. I want to go to sleep making money. I want to be making money when I'm at the beach. I want to be making money every second of every day. Not because of the money, but because of the freedom that the money brings. Because of the version of myself that I have to be to even do these types of things. And bro, like I would have never even thought that I can be making good money from high ticket sales and start an e-commerce store on the back end. It's investing in yourself. This whole process is investing in your mind, your body, your spirit, your purpose. I call that the 4 pillars of life, which I actually have another video coming on later, but we'll get into that in the next time, okay? I know I'm probably speaking fast here, man. I hope you're following along. But here's the thing. The knowledge is found in the journey. And that's exactly what I learned about myself. I had to get into high ticket sales, to start traveling, to realize that there's more out there than to just trade my time for money. That's almost a brokey kind of mindset that we are all looking to escape, but you can't escape it until you actually live through tough experiences, bro. And this shit's not easy. High ticket sales, lead flow for the influencer, for the agency that you're selling for, it could slow down. And that's exactly why I do recommend, especially if you don't see yourself taking sales seriously for the rest of your life, or if you don't want to do sales for the rest of your life, get started on your personal brand. Get started with maybe a business in e-commerce or fitness coaching. I don't care what you do, even trading, bro, right? Do something on the side while you learn the skill. But if you want to go balls to the wall in sales, no harm, no foul, okay? And I think that's really what this is. All of this is progress over perfection because building is the key. Like I said, I had to be the worst version of myself at rock bottom 1. I had to be the worst version of myself at rock bottom 2 to get to where I am now. And where I am now is nowhere close to where I want to be, but it's a start and it's fucking progress. And if I never took that chance after making $2,200 in January, I would have never even been able to make this video. I would have never known what I know about myself, been able to start a brand, and really just move that needle towards where I want to be in my life. But you have to get started now. And I'll take this progress any day of the week, man. Don't get me wrong. There is not anywhere near the profits that I want from this business model, but I'm getting better, and that's exactly what means the most. That's exactly what I want to help you start in your own life, because this is the start of freedom. And as a man, that's what you want in your life. You want freedom from debt, negativity, poverty, scarcity. You want to enter into the freedom of abundance. And that comes by taking relentless action towards your goals and taking that risk and bet on your fucking self. Okay? Now, for me, all of this should have happened 4 years ago, but at the time, I was too scared to start. And that's part of the reason why I make the content that I make. It is for the version of me 3-4 years ago who was lost, confused, didn't know what the fuck to do, and was basically just living as a bum. And that's totally fine, man. Right? Because you have to hit the rock bottoms. You have to hit the lows to get to where you want to be. But I wouldn't be here now if I never took the chance to fuck up along the way. This isn't a foolproof strategy, but you know what? Once everything once that reality that I see in my mind bends into my favor, bends into this lifeline, I don't really think that I fucked up at all. Because what works, works. And you're only crazy until it works. Okay? So that's the message. Don't be afraid to start traveling before you're rich. You can do it right now. You just got to be smart about it. And if you have a group of friends who are with you along the way, the possibilities are endless, and you will step into the path of freedom. You will live life in abundance. I hope that helped. I hope that's a good start. If you guys want to book a call with me, you certainly can at the link below. I have nothing to sell right now. I really don't care. All I care about is getting this message out, because there is no reason, there's no fucking reason to be a slave and stuck in the 9-to-5. All you need is a fucking plan, and this is part of that fucking plan. I'll see you guys next video.